Let's talk about something that drives developers absolutely nuts. You've set up your whole CI pipeline, your SonarQube scans are running, but that one crucial metric, code coverage, is just gone. Nowhere to be found. Well, today we're going to solve that for good. You know this feeling, right? The build passes, everything looks green. You go to your dashboard and you see a big, fat 0 for coverage. It's so frustrating. It makes you wonder if your entire setup is just broken. So what is going on here? Is SonarQube bugged? Did you mess up the build script? Honestly, the answer is usually way simpler. It all comes down to a really common misunderstanding of what SonarQube's job actually is. Okay, let's get right to the heart of it. The number one reason your coverage is missing is probably because you're expecting SonarQube to do something it was never designed to do. So we've got to bust a major myth about its role in your toolchain. Here's the best way to think about it. SonarQube is like a master chef in a fancy kitchen. The chef takes amazing ingredients from all these different suppliers, the farmers, the butchers, and then combines them to create a masterpiece. The chef doesn't go out and grow the vegetables themselves. In the same way, SonarQube consumes and analyzes reports from other tools. It doesn't actually generate those reports on its own. SonarQube's real superpower is bringing everything together. It takes all these metrics from different specialized tools, mashes them up to find really cool insights, like, hey, this super complex code has 0 test coverage, and then presents it all on one dashboard where you can actually enforce rules across your whole team. Okay, so if SonarQube doesn't create the data, how do we get it in there? Well, the great news is there's a universal pattern that works for pretty much any programming language. I like to call it the integration dance. It's super simple. So here's the dance. Step 1, a dedicated coverage tool gets your code ready to be tracked. Step 2, you just run your tests like you normally would. Step 3, that tool spits out a report in the standard format, usually something like XML or LCOV. And the final step, step 4, you just tell SonarQube where to find that report, and it gobbles it up. That's the whole dance. All right, let's get practical. To make this work, you need the right supplier for your master chef. So we're going to look at the big 3, Java, JavaScript, and Python, and see exactly what tools you need. For anyone in the Java world, the answer is pretty much always JaCoCo. It's the undisputed champ. Why? Because it just works so smoothly with tools like Maven and Gradle, and it can handle those big, complex projects without breaking a sweat. All you've got to do is add the JaCoCo Maven plugin to your pom.xml. The real trick is to hook its goals into the verify phase. That way, every time you run MV and verify, it automatically generates that coverage report for you. It's a total set-it-and-forget-it deal. And once Maven makes that report, you just pass this little property to the Sonar scanner when it runs. This one line is all it takes to say, hey, Sonar, the report you're looking for is right over here. Now, for the JavaScript in TypeScript world, things are a little more like the Wild West. But a super common and powerful combo is using a test runner like Jest, which, very conveniently, already has a great coverage engine called Istanbul baked right in. So in your package.json, you'll just add a script to run Jest with the -coverage flag. Then down in your Jest configuration, the key is to make sure you specify lcov as one of the coverage reporters. That's the format that SonarQube really understands best for JavaScript projects. And you guessed it, just like with Java, after you run npm run test coverage and the report is created, you point the Sonar scanner to it with this property. See how it's pointing specifically to that lcov.info file? That's what you need. Moving on to Python. You know, things get wonderfully simple here, all thanks to a little plugin called pytest-cov. If you're already using PyTest, which most people are, this is a super easy add-on that does all the hard work for you. For the setup, you just pop these options into your pyproject.toml file. The most important part here is -cov report equals XML. That's you telling pytest-cov, hey, please generate the report in that XML format that SonarQube loves. And for the final piece of the puzzle, you tell Sonar where that report is. By default, pytest-cov creates a file called coverage.xml right in your main folder. So you pass this property to the scanner. Do you see the pattern yet? Step 1, generate the report. Step 2, point Sonar to it. Okay, so now we know how to connect all the pieces for each language. But the real power, the real magic, comes when you automate this whole thing in your CI/CD pipeline. This is how you turn code coverage from just a number into a powerful tool for quality. So what number should you even aim for? Well, a really common and totally realistic place to start is 80%. You can set this up as a quality gate. What that means is if a new commit drops your project's coverage below 80%, the pipeline actually fails. It stops that code from ever getting merged. Powerful stuff. So here are a few pro tips. Always run this in your CI pipeline. Use those quality gates to enforce your standards. And don't just fixate on one number. Look at the trend over time. Is your coverage going up or down? And super important, make sure you exclude your test files and mocks from the calculation, so you're actually measuring your real application code. All right, let's bring it all home. This is the ultimate cheat sheet. If you're going to screenshot one thing from this whole explainer, make it this one. For any of these languages, it really just boils down to 2 simple steps. Step 1, run the right command to generate your coverage report. Step 2, pass the correct property to the Sonar scanner so it knows where to look. That's it. It really is that simple. Look, getting that coverage number to finally show up in SonarQube is a huge win, for sure. But it's really just the beginning of the journey. The real value comes from using that data to have conversations and drive real quality improvements. So the question isn't just about hitting a number, it's about what that number inspires you and your team to improve next.